All right, okay, so this is our very last demo. I'm very excited to see the final product. So who wants to kick us off for that then? Yeah, go ahead, Aoife. Let me give you, yeah, there you go.
Cool, thank you. All right, can everybody see my screen? Awesome, awesome. Welcome to our launch party. Introducing Predict a Buy, it's ultimate shopping companion. With Predict a Buy by your side, shopping becomes an adventure, a journey through time. Let the app be your trusty sidekick, anticipating your needs and guiding you through the aisles with its charming personality. Say goodbye to mundane shopping lists and hello to a shopping experience that's as fun and sassy. All right, so let's check out our light mode first. Let's try to create a new list. All right, we need some ice cream for sure. Banana. For Rosie is always there. Let's check out our list. Voila, and then we can mark the item as purchased, and we can also undo it. We can also delete the item. Cool. Let me delete the token really quick. Awesome. Let's check out our dark mode. Reload it. Cool. So this time, let's try enter a 3-word token. Well, it already has 2 things on the item. We can also check it as purchased and delete it as well. Perfect. I wonder what happens when we shrink the tab. It's responsive. I also wonder what if we get lost, meaning we'll go to a page that doesn't exist. Bummer. This page doesn't exist. Cool. And let's check out our code base really quick. As we mentioned, originally we're trying to use Material UI, but we pivoted because SAS is, I was going to say sassy. SAS is much flexible and would enhance our overall structure and the maintainability of the code base. So as you can see, we have a file for each view, as well as we have dark mode. So really making it really modularized. Cool. We started with variable and then setup. Great. So lastly, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of our team members and mentors. We're truly thankful for the Collab Lab, as it has really provided us with a nurturing environment where we are encouraged to make mistakes and grow. I'm not saying because Andrew is here. It takes a lot of effort to create a space like this. The invaluable lessons and enjoyable moments and meaningful connections we have experienced here will really forever hold a space within our heart. Any other questions? Anything I missed, Tim?
Thanks for walking us through.
That was the greatest code demo I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that was awesome.
Really amazing. So much to like there. The branding is great. It's on point. Like, you obviously put a ton of thought into that. The app does all the things it's supposed to do. What was the and you had a 404 page. I don't think anyone's ever had a 404 page before in all of the 4 years we've been doing Collab Lab. So yeah, great work. It looks amazing. I always like to hear, kind of what what challenges you ran into, or kind of what things you felt like what did you have to overcome to kind of get it to this point, especially in those last 2 weeks where it's all more self-organized, you know?
I can go. I can think of definitely the scope.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to like think about, okay, what we can accomplish within 2 weeks. I personally wish we had more time, but I'll let the team really express their feelings.
I think one thing that helped us was that first meeting we had without the mentors, where we planned out, okay, here are like the 10 different tickets that are like digestible, different issues that we can each take on to create this one styling branch. But just like keeping avoiding diffusion of responsibility. Like we have this giant task, who's going to do what? So that really helped. But I would say for me, the hardest thing was we communicated so much more in the last 2 weeks. So like every time I checked Slack, there was new stuff. And every time I checked my email, there was new pushes to GitHub. So it was really hard for me to like stay on top of that and parse out what was an action item and what was just like general feedback. But we did it.
Yeah, Slack is a terrible project management app. You know, it's a great communication app, but stuff scrolls away, and you know, if it's not captured somewhere that's more persistent, it's really hard to keep track of it.
Yeah, I think one day I went for dinner and then I checked my phone and I had like 18 emails from like
Oh wow.
pull
Oh man.
requests and tickets and comments and stuff. So that was fun. But I think, yeah, I agree that I think we did a really good job delegating stuff out in that first initial call, and using the tickets in GitHub, I think was helpful. And then we could all take our little bite-sized bits and run away with them. And then if they were a little bit bigger than bite size, we kind of paired a little bit. And I think it was like pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said that, that was going to be my next question. So when it got to be a bigger task or something, you were already in the habit of kind of getting on a call with people, so you got together and worked stuff out that way. Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
Go ahead.
I think with all the challenges that came up, I think what made it really easy to get through it was that everyone was available. Like I think Olivia touched on that. Like everyone was willing to hop on the call, and I also think Olivia took charge on creating the wireframe. So shout out to her for that. She did a lot of the design. So for the other developers, we just came in and focused on getting to match that wireframe. So that was pretty awesome.
Very cool. And you mentioned the space, like kind of the, you know, space to kind of make mistakes and feel, you know, kind of do those things. I mean, the mentors right here who created that, you know, like we set up the Collab Lab a long time ago with, you know, trying to create that, you know, hoping to create that vibe, but it's your mentors here who made that possible. So nice job, mentors, as well.
Maybe the mentors can share what does it really look like in the real world. It must be really different, or maybe not. I'm just assuming.
In what way? Do you mean like working on a project with others, or
like working collaboratively with the team? And yeah.
Just since I'm unmiked, the one thing is that this is really, I think the application process for this, they're really good at picking people that are like great people, and you don't get to necessarily choose all your coworkers. I'm lucky that I really like mine, but I think sometimes it might take a little more work to get on the same page with communication, just because there's like different styles. But Tim or Viviana, do you have other?
No, I think that's right on. It's just every company and team is so much more unique than you'd think. It's like, you know, we're all doing the same job, right? But it's like, it doesn't really seem that way. It's just like every experience is really unique, and a lot of stuff can go unsaid if there's not somebody who is like really intentional about the way like the team's going to communicate and stuff. Like I don't know, hierarchy kind of just like creates itself naturally if people aren't careful, and so yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's just like this has been a really great group. I feel like you all have communicated really helpfully and equally amongst each other, and yeah, some teams can not necessarily have that right off the bat, at least.
Yeah, Adrienne Lowe, who mentored for us a couple years ago, who she's an engineering leader who I really respect. At the end of her team's project, she told them that they had just been given a gift because there's so many, especially in tech, there's a lot of kind of toxic workplaces and stuff. And her team had just gone through 8 weeks of being in a completely supportive place where everyone's sharing information and they're all, kind of working in sync with each other and communicating well and pairing and all doing all these things. And you don't always find that. So one of the nice things about this as you go into job interviews is you can, it's going to be hard to find a place, we are set up more for learning than, profit or something, right? So it's going to be hard to find a company that quite matches this, but at least you can kind of compare against the vibe or something that you had here with, as you're asking questions of a company and, you ask something and they kind of look at each other like, oh yeah, it's not great, is it? But they give you the, the company line as the answer, those kinds of things, you start to be able to kind of have a little spidey sense for some of that stuff after having done this. So
Yeah, and I feel like the beauty of all of us being here is, as you all like, become more senior in your career, like you can bring this vibe to places. And that's like, that's the long game here. I would assume, Andrew. I don't want to speak for you necessarily.
No, that's literally
what it feels like to
our
me.
goals. Yeah, that is exactly the point. Is you all. I mean, we like. I think Lauren, you were saying like we kind of select people who already maybe have predisposed to this type of collaboration, but we try and reinforce it and add to it and make sure you feel confident going into that first job and bringing that with you and trying to have a little bit of a ripple effect across tech. That you're going to open doors for people behind you. You're going to say like, hey, could we pair program through this? And people are like, oh, actually that worked really well. Like you're going to do little things like that that kind of improve your workplaces. We hope, and we, I'm confident you all will. So great work. I'll probably drop off and let you do your retro. If we are, I think we're all connected on LinkedIn. Is that true? If we're not, let's make sure we connect. I'll see some of you in Career Lab, but let me know if there's anything I can do to help you all get jobs. The whole point of this is to get you into those jobs. I don't know if for anybody here it might be your second job or something, but like whatever I can do, I'm happy to. I have no shame about emailing the CEO, whatever company you're applying to, and just telling them they should pay attention to your application, that kind of thing. So I've written recommendations in the past for grad school as well as jobs and that kind of thing. So yeah, honestly, let me know how I can help. Congratulations on finishing. Well done. If you ever, I mean, who of the mentor group here was a former Collabie? I think all of you. Is that true?
I think all of
right.
us, yeah.
So, at some point in the future, you may consider giving back a little bit to paying it forward to the next group. Great work. Have a good rest of your call.
Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Also, just to follow up because I know we were all saying that it could be not as great in some of the workplace area, but you always have this community too. And I remember sometimes like I had a question about testing and I just asked in one of the main channels and people respond. So, that's kind of nice that you like never lose this community. And hopefully if you do feel like you're in a toxic place, you can talk to, find ways to make it less toxic or find a new place. So don't feel like freaked out.
Yeah, and also like this, like our TCL 61 Slack channel is going to stay open, so it's like don't feel like you need to stop communicating with us once everything's gone. Like we can keep chatting and stuff. Should be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we have our last retro. Tim, do you want to just talk about, you don't have, there's not as many sections for all of us to talk about today. So that's why I'm trying to make sure we all get the chance to
Cool. Yeah, you
talk
got
about
this.
mentor. Well, okay, so on this new board, there are 2 new columns. So obviously we have the appreciations and what went well. We especially want to hear, it sounds like you did some really exciting group work this week, so that would be cool to hear about. What can be improved? This could be for like this past, couple weeks, but also it could be about the program. Because they always take feedback. I mean, the program has changed a lot since I've been here, or since I did it. So if there's things that you think could be improved with the overall experience, that would be great to know too. Things learned is a great place to kind of remember what you've done. Also, this can help like spark ideas for interviews. But also, if you have resources or anything that you feel like were really helpful, this would be a great place to record that too, to kind of share it. And finally, for what's next, this could be for you personally, like how people in this group can support you in your next step, or if any of you want to, you can either keep working on this project or fork it and continue with some of the stretch goals, things like that. So yeah, that's just what these new columns are for. And I guess we'll take a few minutes. I'll stop sharing my screen while we do that, and then we can go through them.
Yeah, should we stop recording this part of it, just so it's not put, I don't know, just so people feel like they can speak freely without being recorded?
Oh yeah, like be done with it. Yep.
I think that's fair. I don't know how Lauren feels, but
Yeah, that
Sure,
sounds
sounds
good.
good.